Good morning,
Santa Barbara Teen Sports listeners. I'm your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
at 9 a.m. Hey, everyone. Still settling in on 2026. Woo! Welcome to Teen Sports Radio. This is the show where sports meets real life. We talk about training your body, strengthening your mindset, and learning how to show up for your life, both on and off the field, whether you're an athlete, an artist, a student, a retiree. We got a lot of retirees like listening and picking up our tips and tools for teens. It's never too late.
Yes.
That's what I tell people. It's never too late. You're in the right place. So take a breath, settle in, and let's get into today's show. We are going to be blessed today with Skye Ellsworth. He's going to be here. We've got Don Sanders. Dominique, you're going to do a section. Of course, we have our producer, Richard Dugan. So, Dominique, what are you going to talk about today?
I'm going to take teens through vision boards. If they haven't already created one, or maybe they already have, I'm going to share some really good inspirational ideas specifically for teens on creating a vision board for 2026.
It's so funny because we did a whole new approach to the vision board.
Yes, we did.
You want to talk about it or you want to wait?
No, yeah. It has to do with feelings, focusing on feelings. A lot of people's vision boards are filled with Lamborghinis and mansions and
Porsches.
stuffy stuff.
Just saying.
Stuffy stuff. And instead, everybody...
The SUV Porsche, because, you know, I'm a large and older now.
Everyone's
I'm
realized...
not going to lie. Private planes.
Those
are all the old ones. I took all of those old, all that stuff that's behind the dresser, as you know. We moved them all. Now, I've done it so because of your inspiration, now it's more zen.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going for feelings.
We did the feelings.
Yeah.
I like the feelings. Feelings. Nothing to make a song. Nothing more than feelings. Oh, yeah.
Have you done a vision board, Dr. D?
You know, it's when we first moved here, we did create one and we put it on the inside of what was considered to be the back door of the cottage. And I'm going to say that one of them was kind of like it was a cabin of sorts. Okay. Now,
Woo!
that particular picture isn't exactly the house that we live in now, but it ain't that far off. So they are really good to have. And by the way, I still carry, and I think this is sort of part of the vision board. I created on the computer, I created a check made out to me for $5 million. Then I shrunk it down enough to where I could put it in my wallet and carry it around with me. And I think I still have that floating around here. And I'm still waiting, universe, for that 5.
There you go. Not 10, not 20, 5. 5. Yeah, 5 is good.
And that gets me started.
Oh, yeah, I like it. So who you want to, let's swing out the new year to a new business or a person that we want to give love to. Dominique, you go first.
You know, there are some really old restaurants in Santa Barbara. If you haven't visited them recently, they have been here for a really long time. So I want to give a shout out to Harry's.
Love Harry's. First restaurant that I went when I moved up to Santa Barbara.
Yep.
Yeah, we stayed at the my dad transferred up here to a company. He was a vice president of Volpar. Did interiors of planes or whatever, and they put him up at the Sandman Inn. And I stayed up there with him while I started Westmont. Lived in that place for like 2 months together. It was really
wow.
And we probably ate at Harry's like 5 of the 7 days a week because my dad liked the menu and he just liked the ambiance. And oh yeah, that was my Santa Barbara experience right there.
So that's Harry's. And then also, I want to give a shout out to Joe's.
Yeah.
Joe's is down on State Street.
Iconic. Classic.
They've been around for a really long time. And so when you go in and talk to the waiters and waitresses, you can say, hey, what is the favorite thing on the menu? And you will find out what Santa Barbarians have been enjoying.
Well, a lot of them, I mean, it's horrible when they pass away because they were for example, I know Harry's had a couple of people that were that actually has worked there for over 30 years.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So, yeah. So I want to give some love to, again, I'm just going to start off the year and I'm just, it's just a repeat really, but our farmers, Our farmers, we really need to be mindful this year, Santa Barbara, that it's like how we treat our first responders. Our farmers are, they're the ground that we walk on, literally. So, and we got hit with a lot of weather, and it wiped out a lot of their crops. Shouts to, of course, Something's Good Organic. That's who we patron, but there's many, many, many farmers. There's the farmers markets. So let's all be mindful. And if we can, buy local, and when you're putting stuff in your basket, think about that. Is this coming from my local farmer? And let's really try to do that this year.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Local.
Very much so local. So outside of that, Dominique, we're going to start with you then. You want to start with you?
A vision board.
We'll start with vision boards.
We will get into it.
Oh, guess who popped in? Christine, but I don't know if she's here. Oh, she's putting on.
Hello, love.
Wow.
I'm here. Thank you.
We were going to go to break, but now that you're here, look at that. That's golden hair. Look at you're just
silvery.
It's golden by the time it gets over here on Zoom. Okay, so do you want to give some love out to anybody locally for the New Year's, the 2026?
What is the love that I want to give? Again, I love the Mesa Produce. It's one of my favorite places to go. They're always closed. I think are they opening up? I think they just opened up. They always close the week between Christmas and New Year's.
That's really nice. Give farmers a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they give themselves a break. I mean, how about that?
Well, it's so funny because we're always on the same plane. You and I, you just popped in, so you could not have heard what I said. And I gave my shout and love to Something's Good Organic. So there you go.
Oh, okay. Great.
It's just all about the farmers this year. And I was encouraging people that, hey, when you throw something in the basket, really be mindful that you buy it from our local farmer. You have no idea the impact that is on our farmers. That helps so tremendously. Whether you go to the farmers market, and we're very blessed. We have a farmers market like
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I did go to the Tuesday farmers market last week, and I'll go again tonight because it is Tuesday. And I do it was such a lovely, I hadn't been in a long time. Oh, because I've been sort of ill and I couldn't walk that long, right? I walked 6 blocks. I was so excited, so, but it was really nice to be back there and to buy fresh from the farmers. It's such a different thing.
Sweet.
Very beautiful.
All right, excellent. All right, now we said it all. We did it all. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back with Dominique right after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m.
Hello, Teen Sports Radio family. It's Dominique here, and I want to talk to you about vision boards, feelings, and the life you are actually building. Hello, teens. Welcome back to Teen Sports Radio. And today we're talking about what many of you are already curious about, even if you don't talk about it out loud. You've heard it, vision boards. Everybody kind of seems to do them around the beginning of the year. Maybe you have one already. Maybe you haven't, but you've been curious. So I'm talking about the kind of vision boards that are not flashy and not the kind that tell you want more, you want to be more, you want to hustle harder. I want to talk about the vision boards that gently ask, how do I want my life to feel? How do I want my life to feel? Because that's what many of you are really searching for. When teens look up vision boards, what really shows up underneath those searches is something deeper. Not just success, not just achievement, but words like calm, confidence, belonging, balance, joy without pressure. This tells me something really important. You're not chasing things, you are seeking a way of being. And that, teens, that matters. So, what a vision board really is. It's not a wish list. It's not a demand. It's not even a test that you can fail. It's a quiet conversation with yourself. Instead of asking, what do I have? It asks, how do I want to feel as I move through my days? That small shift changes everything. So how about those digital vision boards? Some of you create vision boards on your phones or on the computer, and that's perfectly fine. You might use a note app or Pinterest board, or maybe a document with images and words, or a background on your screen. What matters is not the format. What matters is the intention. Instead of collecting symbols of success, try collecting reminders of how you want to feel. Yeah. Steady, focused, safe, inspired. How about free to breathe? These are not small goals. These are foundational ones. So I really enjoy the paper vision boards. I know some of you may prefer them too. I take magazines and scissors, some quiet time, some glue and some tape, and yep, I just go get creative. And instead of filling a vision board with things that I think I want, my goal is to include it with moments that feel meaningful, like a picture of celebrating a birthday, or a picture of me having some hot cocoa on a cold evening. How about someone sitting by a fireplace, or pictures of people laughing with friends? How about somebody resting in a hammock and reading a book, resting without guilt? Yeah, those moments are not distractions from success. They're what success is made of. So, why feelings come first? Here's something really important to understand. Your mind and body are always listening to how you feel. They are responding to the emotional direction that you're setting. When you focus on feelings like calm, confidence, connection, your choices begin to align with those states. You start noticing what supports you. You begin letting go of what drains you. As you move forward with less force and more clarity, it's not about controlling your future, but it's about creating conditions where you grow into your future. And especially for athletes, those of you who play sports, this matters really deeply. Instead of only imagining the outcome of your sport, imagine the experience. Feeling grounded before a game. That's major. Trusting your body. Staying present under pressure. Enjoying the process again. Strong performance begins with emotional steadiness. When you practice feelings, the skills will follow. So here's a gentle practice to start 2026. Reflect on what you want to carry into this new year. Ask yourself, how do I want an ordinary day to feel like? Not a perfect day, not a highlight real moment, just a normal day. Build your vision board from that place. A normal day, peace, curiosity, strength, ease, connection. These are all roots, and everything else grows from there. So, as we move into this new year, we want to offer you a new way to close out the old year. Not with pressure, not with hype, but just, how about be gentle with yourself, stay open to learning, and keep choosing what brings you back to your center. Here's some new sayings for 2026. Now, I know with 2025, I like to sign off saying, you've got this, because yeah, you do. But sometimes you don't, and that's okay. So for 2026, I'm going to sign off on stay curious, stay kind, and keep showing up as you are. All right? I'm going to say it again. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep showing up as you are. That is real confidence, real power, and that's how futures get built. This is Teen Sports Radio, where your dreams don't have to be perfect. They just have to feel like they're your dreams. Bye for now.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in. Every single Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Welcome back to Teen Sports Radio, everyone. This is Skye Ellsworth, and I'm a student at Life Chiropractic College West up here in the East Bay. And I am, as always, so excited to be with you, especially now as we are still technically in the holiday season, even though the holidays that we primarily celebrate this time of year, we're just on the other end of it. But what comes with that is some really great gifts, and I'd love to talk about some of those with you as we prepare to call in the new year and what that means and what it means energetically to be wrapping up the old year and celebrating the time that we're in and really just being present with it. So let's talk about winter. Winter is phenomenal. Truly, it's not my favorite time of year. I love fall. I've always felt that autumn is just, I don't know, it's kind of that in-between state where, you still feel like a little bit of summer, but then you also feel a little bit of winter coming in. But the winter months are a time of light. And it's also a time of darkness in the world and in the environment that we create. And in this season, it's the darkest time of the year. It's cold. People want to be inside more. But it's our job to bring the light, and that's how it's always been, even going all the way back to, more pagan celebrations of Yule and, what Christmas stems from. And we carry on those traditions today where, we put lights places and we do huddle up indoors and get cozy and eat foods with warming spices and drink more warming beverages. And we do put lights everywhere. We light candles. On the East Coast, we put candles in the windows, and that was a really big way comes from the tradition of warding off evil spirits. But at the same time, it's also bringing light. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. Bringing light to the darkness. And why do we do that? Because we do this all throughout the year and in our lives where we try to bring light to the darkness. We try to change what's already there. We try to take how something is or how we're feeling and we try to turn it into something better. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's important to also remember that it's always that and. So yeah, we want to see, those beautiful bright, Christmas lights and candles, and we want to light up the darkness because that light is full of love and connection with family and friends, and there's that spirit in the air of giving and also receiving. That's that's something to be learned too. But what about the darkness? How can we be present with the darkness? Because that's what this time of the year is all about. It's not just lighting up the darkness. It's how to actually be in the darkness. A lot of times around the holidays, people will start to get very depressed, or they'll start, missing loved ones that have since passed, or I remember I used to always think about not being in a relationship around the holidays because I always wanted someone to share the magic with. And really, when we allow ourselves to tune in to that darkness instead of trying to rise above it and light it up, there's a magic there too. I love to listen to music during the holidays that's, more like traditional English, Celtic tunes that are really dark. They have these darker melodies and a very minor sort of sound to them. And I just allow myself to sink into it. I allow that feeling of sometimes depression and even hopelessness and despair will come in. And I just allow it to fill me up. And I just be with it without trying to avoid it, because there is a beauty in that feeling. That feeling only feels negative because we've been taught by the cultural field and society to avoid it. But if you can just be with the darkness and that feeling of sometimes depression, you realize that it's not a bad feeling, that it's a different feeling. And it's okay to just sit there and be with it. That's a great time to just sit back on the couch or in bed with a warm mug of cocoa or tea or whatever it is that you like to drink, and turn on a Christmas movie or some sad romantic Christmas music. Again, I really like the Celtic stuff. Those people really know how to feel. And you just sit with it, and you just allow yourself to be with that feeling, and you realize that in that darkness there's space. In that darkness there's an emptiness. And that emptiness is so, so, so beautiful to just be there, to just be in the spaciousness that is ready for something to fill it up. But you can only fill it up if you allow yourself to be with the space, to create the space. When you're with the space so fully and so completely, when you're with that darkness and that emptiness, when the new year comes in, and all of a sudden, all of that light starts to fill up the darkness, the gifts that you get to receive in your life are so much more profound. The new year is the time to light it up. That's the time for the candles and the lights and the more joyous singing, right? This time that we just passed, this Christmassy season, right up until the end of the year, that's the time to just be with the space, be with the emptiness, be with the darkness, the despair, the depression, whatever it is, be with the sadness, be with that feeling of longing, because it's there for a reason. It's there to set you up for the new year. It's there to remind you, oh wow, there's this beautiful, beautiful empty space that is so vast, so expansive, that the amount of incredible gifts I can fill it with in the new year is insurmountable. It's endless. It's ready for me to receive. And you're not being with the emptiness because you know that it'll lead to something else. You're being with the emptiness to just be there, to realize that it's a part of the natural rhythm of life, of nature, of the environment, of your life. And it's this way for a reason. It's here for you to sit with it, to be with it, and enjoy it. And then the new stuff comes in. Then the light starts to fill up the darkness. Then you start to see, wow, all of these things feel so much more amazing and vibrant and beautiful. All of these gifts that I'm receiving, there's so much more abundance and so much more plenty, because it's in contrast to that darkness, to that spaciousness. And we start to fill it up with all of these gifts. And then as time progresses and we start to receive more and more gifts, then we'll come crashing down again to share all those gifts with the world. And there's so much magic in that. And when we're all doing that, when we're all sharing our gifts with the world becomes a truly magical place. So please, 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 in this last week before the new year comes in, please, please, please sit with the darkness. Have your time to tune in without trying to cover it up in something else, to just sit with the emptiness, to just sit with the space, and just allow yourself to recognize that this is a beautiful time too. And the time to eat, drink, and be merry is right around the corner. And there's a time for that as well. But taking that time to just sit with the darkness, the spaciousness, the emptiness, this is the true gift of this time of year. So thank you so much for listening. And I'm so excited for you to get to experience this and play with it, because I guarantee if you can do this in the new year, everything is going to feel so much more magical. Until next time, have a happy new year.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Welcome forward. This is Christine Marie with A View from the Deck. And well, let's look up at the stars. You know, what's that other thing that we called this? A view of the sky.
Yeah.
Let's look at the view of the sky.
A view of timing.
Went from the view of the deck to the view from the sky, part 2.
Or we could say, what is the attitude of the universe?
The attitude of the universe. Yeah. Well, so today the sun is in Capricorn, and I believe we just had a full moon, and the full moon was in Cancer a couple days ago. And then we've got, I think, is it a new moon in Capricorn?
Yes.
It's a new moon in Capricorn. My moon's in Capricorn, so it feels very familiar to me.
Today, the moon looks like it's in Virgo. That's Erica's sign.
Okay, yeah. So the moon, that's kind of a cool thing. The moon is grounded, right? Virgo is an earth sign, so that's and that's how your emotions are kind of connecting and like grounding, like, and attention to detail, as Virgo is very detail oriented. But I think what's a really neat thing also, Capricorn is an earth sign as well. I don't know, if you guys know that much about astrology. For anybody, teens and all who don't know, there's earth, air, fire, and water. There are earth signs, air signs, fire signs, and water signs. And Capricorn and Virgo and Taurus are the earth signs, and the Sun, Venus, and Mars are all in Capricorn. And so that's kind of cool, so it means that they're all in the same sign right now. So they're all having a pretty cool conversation, right?
I like it.
And they're talking
with teen athletes for discipline, consistency, and it's the long-term efforts, huh?
Yeah, long term. It's like really, it's really getting, like, Capricorn is really about kind of following the rules, staying connected, really being grounded, really getting clear and detailed as well, right?
Yes.
And your sun, so your Venus, so like your sun, and the sun is like, if you were born in this day, that is your sun sign, right? But it's like who you are. And then the Venus is our feminine aspects, and Mars are our masculine aspects. And so, because we all have masculine and feminine, we all have all the planets somewhere in our astrological charts. So that's a really cool way that I look at seeing that we all have all of the aspects of everything in ourselves, even though I'm, maybe I'm a woman. I still have, there's my spirit, my soul, the sun, and then there's the Venus, my feminine side, Mars, my masculine side, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what? It's really fun to imagine that on the day you were born, if you were just lying on the ground, lying on Mother Earth, and you're looking up into the heavens, that's your astrology. That's what we're saying. We're saying, you popped out and said, "Hi, world." And the world smiles back at you. And that's your astrology. And it's just kind of like, it's the flavor of what potential energies are happening for your life.
Yeah. It's like your fingerprint in a way, It's you could say it's your spiritual fingerprint, or your cosmic fingerprint, right?
Yeah. Or like your hands. We look at all the lines on our hands and our feet, and people have studied these for thousands of years. There are really distinct patterns. So I so appreciate you explain these things to teens.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder. I'm like, well, what does that mean when two people are born at the exact time and the in the exact place, right? And because some people, and I wonder, but they those people also have different. They were born into different families, into different ancestral lines, into different. So there is going to be a difference in that. That's why they are so different. That's why they won't be the same people, even though they're born on the same day. But they might have similar characteristics. It'd be interesting. I wonder if they've done studies on that,
They have. They've done studies on identical twins who were separated at birth. And they've looked to see what the similar patterns are. There's some really interesting books that have been written on that.
Yeah. That's really neat. That's awesome.
Yeah. Because, not only do we have that, but we also have like an impression from our DNA. So there's a lot of patterns of energy that we're flowing and working with. And then we create our own patterns. And it's so fun to look at something and go, gosh, I can see this family pattern. Like in my family, it was martyrs. And I can go, oh, I can see this family pattern. Yeah, that doesn't work for me anymore. I'm not going to do that one.
Right. And then when we see it, then that thing about seeing it come out, like, to me, those family patterns, sometimes in our personal patterns in our lives, like, let's say we have something happen over and over again with different people, even let's say, my these friends, I felt alienated by these friends. And then I went into another group, and then I felt alienated by those friends. And then I went to another group and I felt alienated by those friends. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm the person feeling alienated. What's going on? Why am I feeling alienated? Not why is everybody alienating me? Right?
Yeah.
If that's the right kind of word, or ignoring, right? Why do I feel ignored? But it doesn't, why is everybody ignoring me? So it's really powerful. And, if you think about it,
that's the biggest thing that kids go through. That's like the number one thing, their own self-perception. That's why I tell you got to reframe, your mindset. I mean, it really is about reframing, and there's tools to help you do that.
Yeah.
You could spend your whole life thinking weird things.
Yeah. It's our human condition. And as soon as we talk to other people about these things, you find out that everybody does feel that way. It's not just a youth condition, it's a human condition.
Yeah.
As we get older, we get maybe better at, either dealing with it or hiding it or, with different things like that. But I think the most important thing to anything is to really, what I understood was sharing things that are going on with me with other people, things that I think I'm the only one. The first time I started to share that with other people, I was amazed to find out I wasn't the only one.
Oh, I know. And there is an instant belonging because now you can relate.
Yeah.
And you are relatable. So the fun thing to me about the astrology of a Capricorn, and that we've got the sun, which is, I guess you could say identity or how we see ourselves. But then Mars is the drive, that energy. And then Venus is what our heart cares about. And we've got energy to help support us in the things that we care about. So it's just, I don't know. I find January to be kind of an interesting month.
Yeah, the whole month. It's like, what a way to set sail 2026.
Yeah, starting off like really thinking about, what really knowing that what is in our heart and what we feel about, we can also move forward with, right?
Yes,
And it is about that moving forward. We don't have to be perfect. That's the whole point. It's one of my favorite things when I was in my teacher training was like, it's not about perfection. It's about striving. And striving, as long as if we fall down, we're all, if you're not willing to fall down, you'll never, think about how babies learn to walk. They fall. It's a process. If we had to do that, if you watched a baby learn to walk over a certain amount of time and took that as a sport or something else in your life, you would give yourself a lot more compassion than you do. And you would see how amazing we are, right?
Yes.
Because they fall down over and over and over again, but it doesn't matter to them. They don't go, oh, I fell down. They're just like, oh, their bodies are just moving, And so it's this powerful thing. And so now we have more consciousness in our lives, wherever we are as we're older. But we just keep going, and the more we keep going, the more we will succeed.
That momentum.
Yeah, that's why moving forward for this next gen coming up, it's super, super important to always think and reflect. Give yourself the time. We've talked about this. Dominique and I have started, we've got like 125 shows now, but Spill the Tea with D&E. And every morning we start the day and we try to give little tips and tools as well. And it's super important for people to take that time, whatever it is, hug a tree. We're doing it, sipping tea in the morning, 15, 20 minutes to self. And just to do a reboot, a reset, it's thoughtful.
Give a hug to yourself.
Yes.
That's the first hug of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purposeful. And definitely.
Yeah. I started that this year by leaving my phone out of my bedroom, completely in another space. I got an alarm clock and I so that I spend the first part of the morning just, stretching and doing things that I need to do for me. Not because as soon as I pick up the phone to see what time it is.
Right.
I'm gone.
It's just
down the hole.
Down the hole. Yep.
I agree.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I like to start my day. I have a notebook and a pen, and I keep the notebook and pen right by my bed so that as soon as I wake up, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, I guess who's wake up? Someone's looking at us all. Okay. And he's all woke up. Okay. That's Don Sanders. He's got a hygge for us right. Thank you, Christine. We got Don Sanders hygge right after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single
Tuesday at 9 a.m.
For Teen Sports Radio, I'm Don Sanders. DonsMassageOhio.com 805 236-2684. I've been a therapeutic massage and body worker for 38 years and have worked in Ojai for over 20 years. I'm here to share a hygge with you, a Scandinavian term for a comfy, cozy feeling akin to being hugged without necessarily receiving that physical hug. I want to talk today about creative problem solving. With every challenge, we react according to our experience. Are we confident, or are we frozen with confusion or self-doubt? And can we face any obstacle confidently and objectively and help everyone in our environment meet their goals too? This is what my Buddhist mentor Daisaku Ikeda taught people to do ceaselessly around the world for more than 60 years. He passed 3 years ago at age 95. Called sensei by millions, he would talk about the lessons of history and all the disciplines of human endeavor, posing the question, where is happiness to be found? He quoted the famous Roman philosopher emperor Marcus Aurelius saying, "A man's true delight is to do the things he was made for." Of course, this applies to women as well. Human happiness, he maintained, lies in doing things only humans can, seeking the truth and acting to help those who are suffering. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, too, asserted that those who work cheerfully and take joy in the fruits of their labor are truly happy. Since our mission here is encouraging athletes, I'll briefly share about one of my favorite NBA basketball players, Steven Adams. He is the most accomplished NBA player to emerge from New Zealand. And what makes him great after 10 years in the league is not his personal high scoring. Nicknamed the Big Kiwi, he is 6'9" and 265 pounds. He only scores 6 points a game, but he is a great student of the game, training hard for years to be at his competitive best, but also making his teammates look good. His strength is legendary. Setting screens, positioning himself to get a league best number of offensive rebounds. This gives him and his teammates more opportunities to shoot and score. He worked hard to improve his free throw shooting as well, so he doesn't miss those points with his foul shooting either. People tell of him watching warm-ups for shooting to observe the angles that the ball comes off the rim sometimes, so he can get in the right spots to get rebounds. He's considered a selfless and great teammate. He had to miss a season due to a knee injury and had an operation, but he is right back in the thick of things this year due to his creative problem solving. He is a student of the game and loves his studies. I recommend you check him out on YouTube highlights of the Rockets games. And speaking of spur-of-the-moment creative problem solving, my wife and I recently were to take our daughter and her boyfriend to the airport for them to spend the holidays with his parents and relatives in Hawaii. We stopped at my wife's brother's to decorate their tree because our daughter would be gone at Christmas. When we left my brother-in-law's a short distance away, we saw a message on our dashboard that our left front tire was low. Turned out it was the sidewall and could not be fixed. I thought, no, they can't miss their flight. Holiday traffic in LA, and especially down in LAX, was very busy. I thought, oh no, they can't miss their flight. And I discovered I'd left my wallet back at home. My daughter sprang into action and called for a Lyft pickup. It came in a flash and they were gone. Then my wife called a nearby tire shop that would close in 30 minutes. With gel patch in our tire leaking out, we made it to the shop in 15 minutes, and 15 minutes later, we had 2 new tires installed on the fronts, and they closed on time. Phew! If we challenge ourselves to meet and overcome obstacles cheerfully, or at least efficiently, without unnecessary complaint or doubt, we set ourselves up to win in life or in sports. Please apply yourselves to whatever you are doing with the NGU spirit. That means never give up.
Bravo, Don Sanders. I love that. Okay. NGU spirit. I'm going to steal that for sure. So that's going to wrap up our show today. Remember, what you practice in sports becomes how you live your life. Stay curious. Take care of your body. And don't underestimate your own strength. Thank you all listeners. Thank you, KZSB, Laser Media. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Mike, for both reaching out to me and appreciating what we're doing here. Now, heading on. We're not done with our 15th year, but we'll be starting up on our 16th year here really soon. Be good, do good. God bless you. And let's go Santa Barbara. Woo!